What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Al Haymon. Uncle Al has set a fight in the UK between James Degale and Chris Eubank Jr. This is a very smart move. Al Haymon has entered the waters of the UK with this particular matchup. Now, this particular matchup is special simply because these guys are known fighters, especially James Degale because he's fought in the U.S. several times. Okay, so we are no stranger from James Degale, especially his drop dead gorgeous sister. But anyway, him and Chris Eubank Jr. have bad blood. Once we're friends, they kind of put you in the mind of Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz. You know how they were once sparring partners and close friends, now, are sworn enemies. This is no different. Chris Eubank Jr. and James Degale have had beef for the longest, for the last 2 or 3 years, where I believe Chris Eubank was kicked out of his gym or Degale was kicked out of his gym, but they had some type of fallout within the camp, within the gyms, within training and all that. So, these guys have a lot to put on the line. Chris Eubank Jr. has went to 168, so you don't have to worry about a catch weight. So it made this fight more convenient to happen, and put on by Al Haymon. And supposedly Al Haymon was in talks or had plans of going to the UK and putting on fights long before Eddie Hearn came over here with the DAZN proposal. Okay, so this is something that is coming into fruition. So this particular fight is a good fight to showcase. Let's just face it. You got two guys. They're B- fighters. You know what I mean? C+ fighters. But they do have a name, and it is a good start for Al Haymon and good for him. Because, a lot of people, he kept quiet. A lot of, he's this like Wizard of Oz like character between the scenes, and also it's also planned for him to have PBC in the UK. Now, imagine PBC in the UK and free television. Okay. That brings a lot of views in, meaning putting in the fact that the UK loves boxing like we love UFC in the Americas. Okay, so imagine what it would do to the views. You know what I'm saying? That you don't have to worry about pay-per-view. And I think Al Haymon's seen. I think he sensed. He's a businessman at the end of the day. Uncle Al. He sensed that DAZN with their success and how everything HBO collapsing. I think he needs another outlet. I think he needs another option as far as, showcasing fights. You know what I mean? The pay-per-view platform is getting lower and lower. Okay. It's getting less limited, more limited rather, and less available. And I think he knows, well, hey, let me do this. Let me try to get some of the best guys that I can find, and showcase fights in the UK, since the UK is pretty much the Mecca now. You know what I mean? UK reminds me of how it used to be in the 50s and the 60s or the 40s even, where you had people, you had thousands, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people going to a boxing match. Now in the Americas, that's unheard of, except for the UK. You know what I mean? Look at Anthony Joshua, for example. This guy, even Dillian White, Dillian White and Chisora 2 has sold twice as much as Fury Deontay Wilder. That's a fact. You know what I mean? And it's sad, but it's just the truth. So Al Haymon knows this. You think he doesn't know these numbers? I think he's just like one of these guys. He's kind of like Roman J. Israel, the Denzel Washington movie, the guy. He's that lawyer that never represents anyone in court, but he's that guy that does the numbers, and the main guy that makes everything happen. That's the type of guy Al Haymon is. You know what I'm saying? So he knew that. So he knows and he's aware of these numbers. So he crunches these numbers and he knows like, hey, this does this and this does that. I need to get to the UK because the UK is where boxing is flourishing. You know what I mean? So That's what he's doing. And it's a great idea. Hating on Al Haymon. Checkmate. You know what I mean? Your move for Eddie Hearn, because it's like, okay, this is the rebuttal. This is the response. This is the power move that Al Heyman puts into place. That's why he's done what he's done in the last 10 years of being what he's doing in the sport of boxing and other things, not just boxing, on a business standpoint. So, no, I look forward to the fight. Chris Eubank Jr., James Degale, especially their styles. I don't want to get into a fight study just of yet. I want to see if it does if it does develop into this spectacular fight. The outcome, the buildup will be great because these guys have bad blood. I expect some shoves, some fights, some punches swung on each other. I expect it all in this fight. So it looks, again, big ups to Al Heyman entering the UK. You guys tell me what you think about this particular news. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.